another one. I missed you guys. I hope y'all miss me. It don't even matter because I missed y'all. Yeah. It don't even matter because I missed y'all. Y'all my folks and I ain't got nothing but love for you. You tune in to the most entertaining, electrifying podcast in the game. Hey, put them up. Take me through there, take me through there. Yes, sir. We got a live show. We got a lot to talk about. I guarantee you, I got nothing but energy. I'm worked out. I got a lot of energy, and I got a lot on my mind. This finna be edifying. This finna be electric. And this, I'm finna make another classic. This finna be a movie. Yeah, 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 yeah. Put them up. Hey, hey, hey. In the comment section, put the 5 emojis in here. Yeah, we on the podcast. Put them up, put them up, put them up. Yeah, yeah. We got another show for y'all. I'm your boy, Che Christopher Dexter, but everybody just call me Che. This episode 4 of the podcast. After this commercial break, we gonna get to it, because it's a lot on my mind, and I gotta get this off. It's gonna be nothing but good work and good chicken. All that other stuff, all that fabricated stuff you've been listening to, you need to come and get some of this gospel. Holla at your boy. It's me. And we back again. Oh, I forgot. Shicky dicky quack quack. Let's go. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to the show, man. I had to get some water. I got a lot of energy, man. It was a lot on my mind. I missed you guys so much. Let's keep that round of applause going for yourselves. I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys have been doing good. I hope you guys have been prospering. I hope you guys have been having a great, fantastic year. And we are going to finish out this fourth quarter with a bang. Throw them fours up, man. This is the fourth quarter, man. October is already upon us, and I'm excited for us finishing out the year, but I'm also excited for what is to come on the horizon in 2026, man. So round of applause for yourselves. You guys are almost here. We're finna cross that finish line and head over to 2026. I'm super excited. I got things that I'm working on, me and my team. We got new shows on the way. But I can't wait to drop that announcement, so you guys be on the lookout, man. But before we get into everything, we got to take care of the groundwork. We got to take care of our announcements, news, and things of that nature. So welcome again to episode 4 of the Dexterity Podcast. It's your boy. I'm the host, Che Christopher Dex. Everybody just call me Che. Round of applause for myself. Thank you. We are on episode 4. Glad to be here. Shout out to the bishop on the last episode. He did a phenomenal job. He did so good that I just had to give him that whole episode. I didn't want to follow after that. The notes that he had, the things that he talked about, y'all even shouted. I watched the episode back. Y'all was in here shouting, praise dancing, and things of that nature. So I'm happy what he did. If you missed that episode, you guys can go back on the YouTube channel and check that out. So get to the announcements. Make sure that you're following us on all pages. Let's start with the Facebook, Dexterity Media on Facebook. Also, make sure you're following that TikTok page, Dexterity Podcast, DEXTERITY Podcast. Also, follow us on Instagram, Dexterity Podcast, same as the TikTok. And also, we need you guys to follow, like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is where I want to park just for a little bit, real quick. This is the last episode that will be going down on Facebook live stream. Oh, hell no. That's right. This is the last episode that I'm doing on Facebook live stream. Listen, I have to get you guys gravitated to that YouTube channel. That's where I can do my live stream. So we got to get those subscribers up. Honestly, we're doing an amazing job of growing the audience. First of all, I want to give a round of applause to you guys for the countless likes, the shares,
the support that you guys have been giving me on all of my social media pages. It doesn't go unnoticed. I'm truly honored and appreciated by it. I truly am. You guys have been liking, sharing, and reposting on all my platforms. The TikTok, we're almost at 100 followers on the TikTok. We're over 130 on the IG pages. The engagement, the amount, the 1,000 of engagements, and the profile views that I'm getting each month, it's just been phenomenal, man. So it lets me know that you guys are liking the content that I'm giving out, and it's going to continue to keep me going and keep pushing forward. So definitely, we got to like and subscribe to that YouTube channel. I'm going to be sending out group text messages. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys individually to get you guys on there, so that way we can get going and move forward and we close out the year. All right. Sounds good. Definitely want to do send our prayers and condolences really quick to D'Angelo, neo soul R&B artist. He just recently transitioned over. He was fighting a silent fight with cancer. He kind of kept that intimate and between him and his family. So I definitely want to give a huge round of applause and a rest in peace to Mr. D'Angelo. He's a 4-time Grammy award-winning artist. We know him for his smash hits, Lady, yes, Lady, Brown Sugar, Untitled, How Does It Feel? He kind of shut down and broke the internet with the How Does It Feel record. I remember back in early 2000s when he dropped the video for it. That was back when they had BET and MTV Jams and things of that. So I'm downstairs and he comes on and I didn't know what was going on at the time. All I saw was cornrows and abs.
Oh my God!
All I saw was cornrows, water, sweat, and abs. So I didn't know what was going on at the time. So I just went back and parlayed back upstairs. It wasn't for me. But all jokes aside, man, he had a phenomenal career. He left his impact not only in the music world, but also in culture. So he will forever be missed. He shared a child with Angie Stone. She died, I want to say 8 to 10 months ago. Just unfortunate. They shared a child, so I can't even imagine what he's going through and the things that he's dealing with, losing both his mother and his father. I don't even know the emotional and the mental space that I would be in if I lost not only one, but both of my parents. They mean so much to me, so I can't even fathom what he's going through. But all I can do is reach out, send my prayers, and pray for him and his family. So I want to give another round of applause to him. Also, it's unfortunate that former Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back Doug Martin has passed away. He passed away, I want to say last week. He passed away in transition to the precinct. He was with local authorities and he transitioned. Don't really know the intricate details, but I do know that he was only 36 years of age. D'Angelo was only 51 years of age. To the people that think that 51 is old, that is not. That is not old. It's not young, but it's not old. So he still had way more life to live. Also, with Doug Martin, only 36, that's super young. So that's way more life to live. I'm looking at my parents. They look amazing. They look healthy. They're in their mid-50s. I know my dad is in his mid-50s. My mom's in her early 50s, man. But they look amazing. But they pride themselves in their health, and they pride themselves in staying active and staying consistent in the gym. I know that I'm doing that. I'm doing that myself. This life is too short. Life is too short, and we have to maximize, and we got to be intentional. We got to be intentional not only in our purpose, but we got to be intentional when it comes to our weight and when it comes to our health and us working out and staying on top of that stuff, man. I'm finna be 30 in 2 months. Round of applause for that. Finna crossed over into my 30s. And one thing that I'm noticing, one thing that I'm realizing is that the things that I could do in my early 20s, when I was 20, 21, the things that I can consume and could eat, I can't do that in these latter years. I got on the scale. I want to say, was it last week? I got on the scale last week, and I honestly didn't like it. I didn't like any of that. That was the highest weight that I've ever been, probably since the pandemic year. But all we could do in the pandemic is stay in the house. So that's understandable. But the fact that I had my weight had risen, I immediately went on a 3-day smoothie diet fast. I immediately went on the fast. I'm like, yo, I got to change this, man. So I've been working out. I've been staying on top of my stuff. Been staying on top of my fitness. Been staying on top of what I'm eating, watching what I'm eating, watch what I'm consuming, because I want to stay healthy. I don't want to get overweight, and I want to live a long, healthy life for when I have my family and for when I have my children. I want to be here for a long time. But it starts staying consistent and staying diligent, not only in the gym, but also on purpose. Life is too short, man. One of the things that my dad says when he does his eulogies, he always uses the Google analogy. And one of the things that he says is that you can use Google for a lot of things. Google is the primary search engine when it comes to the net of finding out information, when it pertains to anything. We go to Google for our information, and it is probably the top search engine in the game. And it has been, and it will continue to, But one thing that you can't do on Google that my dad always says is you can't type in when you're going to transition and pass away. So that's important. That's important. So it's important that we stay intentional. It's important that we stay on purpose. And one of the biggest things, I think I shared this in earlier episodes, especially when my generation, the biggest thing is that we think that we have time. We think that we have all the time in the world to turn this thing around, but you're going to look up and you're going to be 30. You're going to look up, you're going to be 25, you're going to look up, you can be graduated from college, and you're going to be graduated from school, and you're going to look up, and you're not going to like the fruits of your labor is because you haven't been sowing good seeds. You haven't been sowing good seeds, you haven't been putting in the work, and you're going to look by, and you're going to be like, all this time has passed, because this time is moving. This time is moving. I feel like I just celebrated my birthday not too long ago, and now I'm finna celebrate another one. So you have to get with the times, got to be intentional, and you got to lock in on the things that you want. Time out for putting all this stuff in the back burner. Time out for the procrastination. That season of procrastination, it has to come to a cease. We got to get about our business, man. So definitely want to encourage you guys, and definitely want to say, rest in peace to any family members and friends that you've lost. Definitely want to say RIP to that, and also the Mr. D'Angelo and Doug Martin. Now that we got all that stuff out the way, now it's time to get into the show. Let's roll, baby. Let's get it. Shucky ducky quack quack. Now I've been cooking. I've been coming up with things. My mind is running. My mind has been all over the place, man, coming up with different topics, different ideas. And so one of the new segments that we got on the Dexterity Podcast that we are going to premiere right now is the What Are We Doing segment. Let's give a round of applause for the What Are We Doing segment. Let me break this down. I'm going to be giving scenarios, real life scenarios of people, things that's going out there in these streets. And we're going to break it down for a little bit. And we just going to ask, what are we doing? So I'm super excited about this. I definitely want to impart this segment in the episode. So without further ado, let's go and get going. Let's go and get going, man. This is the What Are We Doing segment. Make some noise for that. Coming to the stage, we have a Texas prison guard. We have a Texas prison guard. His name is Amos Nyanwe. I hope I'm saying that right. Round of applause for Amos Nyanwe. Round of applause for Amos Nyanwe. He's a 25-year-old prison guard. He was recently charged, Texas prison guard arrested for smuggling chicken wings to inmates for cash. That's right. I did not make this up. This is a fact. Texas prison guard faces being thrown in the same jail he guarded after running an illegal chicken wing operation. My God. 25-year-old Amos Nyanwe was charged with smuggling contraband after allegedly selling chicken wings to inmates at the Travis County Jail. Nyanwe was fired from his corrections officer job on October 14, 2025, and is currently facing repercussions for his actions. Mr. Amos, was it worth it? Was giving the inmates teriyaki 10-piece combo wings, was it worth your freedom? What are we doing? What are we doing, son? Got your whole life ahead of you, and you want to give it up because you want to make a little cash on the side to give a brother Louisiana dry rubs. You know, one of the things that my friends say all this time, he says this all the time. He says, you play silly games, you win silly prizes. I'm going to say that again. You play silly games, you win silly prizes. Now, it's unfortunate because now you'll be in there. Oh, and you'll be serving wings. You'll just be serving legs and thighs.
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, Whoopty Doo.
You're going to be serving legs and thighs, maybe even breasts. What are we doing? Let's give another round of applause for Mr. Amos Nyanwe. His ass is going to learn. His ass is going to learn. Coming next to the stage, let's go ahead and shift the music a little bit. We going to have to go to church for this one. We're going to have to go to church for this one. We want to bring good brother pastor Apostle Marvin Winans to the What Are We Doing segment. Let's give a round of applause for him and everything that he's going. If you don't know who Marvin Winans is, he is of the gospel powerhouse family, the Winans family. He has BB and CC. Marvin Winans, he is an artist himself. They did a lot of great things in the gospel industry, and they are pioneers and icons. But he is not in the headlines for any of that. He's not in the headlines for any of that. He is actually in the headlines because he held an offering. He had an offering, and he wanted the congregation, he was raising offering and wanted to sow a seed. He wanted his congregation and the members to come up with a seed of $2,000. He wanted his members to come up with a seed of $2,000, and one lady, she came up there, and she was a little short. The Bible talks about loving a cheerful giver, but when it came to that, the bishop, once he found out that she was a little short, 800 short, he wasn't so cheerful. So what we want to do at this time, we are doing our first live reaction on the Dexterity Podcast. We're going to do a live watch and breakdown. So keep your eyes glued to the screen, and I'm going to share my screen so we can watch this as a collective, as a body, and as a family. Y'all all right with that? Y'all all right with that? So let's go and crank that organ music off, and let's go and turn our attention to the screen. We're gonna watch this as a family, and we're gonna break this down. It's really quick, but we're gonna get to it. Type in the comment sections if you're still there. type in the comment section if you're still there, if you're still tuned in and listening. We're going to watch this. This is Pastor Marvin Winans. Winans. In the situation that he went viral for just this evening.
In unity with the vision of perfecting church, sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235.
Stop.
Oh, hell no.
Bishop, you smiling just a little bit too hard for me. Bishop just cheesing. Bishop is cheesing. Look at the bishop. Look at the bishop. He ain't even get the check in his hand. He just cheesing. Look at him.
$1,000
Look at him.
plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participate.
Now that's only $1,200.
What? No. Okay. As y'all can see the shift. Y'all can see the shift. Bishop not smiling as much. Let's go and keep playing.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Yes, sir.
I'm working another day.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Oh, my God.
He said that ain't what I asked you to do. Let me go back to the main screen. Go back to the main screen and break this thing down. Now, Bishop, let me go and holler at you for a second, Bishop. Bishop, let me go and holler at you for a second. Bishop, now I see two sides. I see two sides of this story. Really quick, I see her perspective and I see the bishop's perspective. Now, I want to give her perspective first. She was operating, even though she had a good heart, she just wanted to give what she had. She gave $1,200 and, she, went up there and, she was giving out of her heart, out of the sincerity of her heart. And even though she fell short, she still wanted to be a part of the giving process. So I definitely understand why she went up there. And I kind of see Bishop's side as well, even though I do feel like he was just a little bit out of order when he did it. I do understand. Although she wanted to give and she gave $1,200, she was disobedient. She was disobedient. The bishop did ask for $2,000 and she was short. And so I can definitely see where he's coming from. But at the same token, I tell you guys, a lot of times it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So I felt like the way that he went about it, it was a little nasty. It was a little nasty. It was a little distasteful. It was just bad. It was just bad. If you really felt like that, I felt like you should have, did the correction after service. You could have pulled her to the side after the service, or if you wanted to handle it on mic, you could have just did it just a little bit more, respectfully. I know we use that term a lot. I know I do. But you could have handled that situation way more respectfully to me. And I just felt like it was how he did it, and I think that's why he caught a lot of I think that's why he caught a lot of the backlash that he caught because how he did it. And then because at the end of the day, you kind of embarrassed her. She was coming from a good place. Even though she didn't have the right amount, she's coming from a good place, and she gave her hard-earned money that she worked for, and she sowed into your vision. Just because she didn't sow the exact amount of $2,000, hell, $1,200 ain't too shabby. $1,200 ain't too shabby. So, in this climate that we in the world, when it comes to the economics of things of that nature, man, the fact that she was able to give what she was, that's still good. That's still good. And so, hell, I know at our church, if you want to give $1,200 and we ask for $2,000, you can mosey up. We're gonna take that $1,200. We're gonna take that $1,200 right here now. So I just feel like Pastor Marvin Wise, he was just a little out of order. I didn't like the way he did it, and I felt like he could have handled it much better than he did. So that is the end of our What Are We Doing segment. Let's give a round of applause for that new segment. Let's give a round of applause for that new segment. And while we are talking about the pastor, Marvin Wines, I want to honor my pastor and my pastors, my parents, for celebrating 20 years of ministry. Round of applause, huge round of applause for them. We just recently celebrated 20 years we celebrated our 20th church anniversary this past weekend. We had a gala, and it was truly phenomenal, man. The fact that we were able to celebrate this, having family and friends, huge shout out to everybody that came out. Huge shout out to the people that weren't a part of the ministry but still came out to celebrate and support. Round of applause to you guys. Truly meant a lot to not only me, but I know to my parents and to everybody around, man. We've been doing this for 20 years. We started in 2005. We started the year of Hurricane Katrina. The storm had brought us to Dallas, and it navigated us in Dallas. And my mom and my pops, they had a vision, and the fact that they were able to carry out that vision, and we had some wins, we had some losses. We had people that came to be a part of the ministry, but left, said that they were gonna, be ride or die and things of that nature. And I don't want to stay too much on that, but there's just been a lot that we've went through, even when it comes to buildings and things of that, and just the fact that we're still standing after 20 years. That should be applauded, and that should be commended. I want to give a huge shout out to my parents, especially my father, the man of faith, his consistency, the time that he puts in, the effort that he makes to give a great product and to operate in excellence, doesn't go unnoticed. I want to give a huge shout out to my mother, the administrative role that she plays. She's the engine. She keeps everything going. She takes care of all the businesses, the HR, and it's a true team. It's a true team, and one role isn't bigger than the other. Both of them together, they're unstoppable. So I definitely want to honor them and give them their flowers for their endurance and them continuing to push. So I'm speaking not only to these 20 years, but I'm speaking to 20 more. So definitely want to give a huge round of applause. I definitely want to give a huge round of applause for myself. Each year, there is the highest prestige award that they give out, an award to, and it's titled after Clarence Brown. He is a father figure to my father. My dad lost his father at the age of 10. And, this man, Clarence Brown, kind of took that mantle and took my father under his wing, and he's looking at him as my grandfather, my grandpa, Papa. And so he took us in after the storm. When we evacuated, we went to stay with him, and he's been his amazing wife, Mom Brown. Huge, amazing Mom Brown. They took us in, and they helped us get us back on our feet. And so one of the things that he was amazing. He served. He was a leader. a man of great integrity, great character, and he carried himself very well. And he left his blueprint and his imprint on our family. And so we, my parents came up with the Clarence Brown Award, and I was the Outstanding Leadership Award, and they actually honored me with this award this past weekend. So I was able to accept this award. Didn't think I was gonna get it. Not too big. Very humble. I really don't want the accolades. I just want to just serve behind the scenes, and I just want to just kind of do my part. Back when I was growing up, I didn't have a place. I didn't have a role. Like when it came to ministry, and so my dad, he put me, behind the soundboard, and that was kind of my role. Being in media, doing the sound, setting that atmosphere for the church, and I've just grown in that role. Anywhere they need me to serve, I'm there. When it comes to setting up, breaking down stuff, I've always wanted to let my parents know that I wasn't going to leave them. I wanted them to know that they had a loyal soldier, a loyal person that's going to be by their side, that's going to be there in the tough times, the good times, the hard times. And so the fact that they were able to acknowledge the work that I put in, it was truly humbling. It was truly humbling. And one of the things that I want to talk about on this episode, one of the points that I want to make is that you guys have to realize, in order to be a great leader, you must learn how to serve. I said, in order to be a great leader, you have to learn how to serve. A lot of you guys want to call yourselves leaders just to have power. Right? Leadership is not telling somebody, well, it is, but it's a very humbling role to call yourself a leader. But in order to be a great leader, you need to serve under someone. I use this analogy. Nick Saban, who is the greatest college football coach of all time, is not even close. He was a coach at Alabama, just recently retired a couple of years ago. But if you look into his career and you look at his journey and you look at all of the other coaches back in 2015, where he had guys like Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, he had an amazing staff, right? But this amazing staff served under Nick Saban for a season. And they were able to serve under him, get the knowledge, get the tools, and get the proper resources on how to have and how to build your own team when you're ready to take that elevation and when to take that next step. And these guys that have served under Nick Saban have had tremendous success in their individual coaching careers. Lane Kiffin is doing a phenomenal job at Ole Miss. Kirby Smart, and what he's done with Georgia is quite sensational. They're always in the big dance. They've won, I want to say, 2 national championships under his belt, and they've been operating in excellence. The reason why it's not a coincidence that these guys under Nick Saban now are having their own individual success. It's because that they were able to humble themselves and realize that they didn't know it all. And they sat under Nick Saban. And because of them serving and because of them being under a great leader, now they're great leaders themselves. And now they're leading the ship. And now they're thriving and accelerating in their own individual coaching careers. So I just wanted to point that analogy out. You have to learn how to serve before you can lead. So you definitely have to do that. So I definitely want to honor them. And I definitely wanted to thank them for giving me the ability to serve them. And I love them, and I thank them again. So a huge round of applause for our 20th year anniversary. Our 20th year anniversary. So I definitely want to honor them and thank them for that. We got all suited and booted and things of that nature, man. They had me in a they had me getting the tux, man. I really don't wear tuxes. I really don't wear too many tuxes. I'm really in athletic gear, athletic fits, and things of that nature, man, because I'm a coach. I'm a full-time coach, so I really don't be dressing down like that, man. So I was in a suit. I had a nice clean fade. You know, I updated my profile picture, and you know, I've been shutting the game down. I've been shutting the game down. It's been nothing but love going on up in here. You hear me? So, man, I had my fresh fit. Shout out, huge round of applause to my boy Donnell Adams, the Master Barber. Go get at him if you need that fade from the city too. You know, he got me edged up, lined up, put it in the ponytail so that way they could see my face, and then, you know, he put the oil and all that and on there. And speaking of oil, let's just say the next person that we're talking about, he's been a very bad boy.
If we go to prison for the rest of our life, Whoopty Doo.
The next person that we're talking about is none other than Sean Diddy Combs. Sean Diddy Combs was recently sentenced to 50 months. That's about 4 years and 2 months in federal penitentiary. He was facing a federal RICO charge, which they came and confiscated him. They arrested him last year. He's been behind bars before the trial, during the trial, and post-trial. He was sentenced to 50 months, about 4 years and 2 months. But it looks like I don't think he's going to be doing all of his time. I think he has time served under his belt. I think he's going to get into he's going to get into, I forgot what he's going to do, but I don't think he's going to serve that whole sentence. He was actually found not guilty of the RICO charges, but guilty of the Mann Act. And so it's kind of been an uproar. I've been hearing different people giving their takes, giving their opinions. Was the sentence too heavy? Was the sentence not enough? I'm kind of hearing, but I just want to give my take on it. And do I believe that Diddy did some terrible things? You bet. Do I believe that Diddy's freaky? You goddamn right.
Oh my God.
Some of the things that I was hearing in the trials, some of the detailed kind of graphic things that Cassie was saying on that stand, I was appalled. I was appalled. I didn't know what was going on. I don't know how can you even think of some stuff like that. So, was he nasty? Absolutely. Do I feel like Diddy had power and money and used it to get what he desired? Yes. But I look at Diddy and see him in a different light now that all of these things have gotten exposed. You're damn right. But by no means that anyone can justify him getting sentenced to 4 years, right? And I know you guys think I'm Team Diddy. No, I'm just Team Fair. A lot of these women's testimony kind of got destroyed in cross-examination because after the horrible things that they alleged that he did, they continued to go back and have consensual sex with him, and they continued to do the freak offs because of the financial gain and the access that he had, and they wanted to keep him happy. So I definitely want to park right here and say this, guys. It's so important that let me just say this. They wanted the life, but really didn't know the lifestyle. You wanted the life, but you really didn't know the lifestyle, right? That's why we got to be careful about comparing our lives with someone else's and thinking that they have the best life. We can look back from far. We watch it from our TVs, and you can see these celebrities. You can look on your phone and see on social media. You see them in these cars. You see them in these houses, and you see them in these luxurious things, and you don't realize what they had to do to get it. You don't realize how they had to sell their soul, right? Go against their morals and their principles to gain these things. So that's why I say I don't want Diddy's blessing. I don't want this person's blessing. I want my blessings. I want what God got for me. Right? I don't want because I don't know what he did to get that. I don't know what he did to get that. I don't know what he doing to keep that as well. Right? Some of them, it was an exchange, right? In order for the freak offs, in order for your bills to get paid, you had to go to the freak offs, right? You had to get nasty. So it was an exchange, and so a lot of that in the cross examination got debunked, and it was just the crossing. Diddy's team did a phenomenal job on that stand, like when it came to questioning the witnesses on why they chose to stay and things of that nature, which leads me to my next topic when it comes to Sweetie. Sweetie has made headlines because it's all this is allegedly. She has a mandor.
She belongs to the streets.
It's been alleged that she has a mandor. For those of you that don't know what a mandor is, I just had to learn about it. I had to do my research. A mandor is basically a person who's she's a connector, right? So she connects her high-end clients. She connects them with, these beautiful women, and it's an exchange, right? So, I'm going to connect you with this, with this rich man. You got to give me my cut. Once you give me my cut, we cool. So allegedly, the mandor is saying that Sweetie didn't give her her cut when it came to her connecting her with a famous football player that she made headlines with, and she's she wants some money. If not, she's gonna expose everything.
She belongs to the streets.
So it's definitely important that we do our best job not comparing, right? I know with women, one thing that I will say, I feel like money is emphasized just a little too much and becomes nowadays the sole end all be all in giving a man a chance in 2025. I'm gonna say that one more time. I feel like Sweetie, just to give a little backstory, she's the person that says that I wonder if I have the TikTok, I can pull it up. She's the person that says, if they don't have if he don't buy you a Birkin, or something like that. Okay.
Why would I want your nigga when he don't buy you shit?
Oh, excuse me. We're gonna cut that out. But I think I have the clip. If I can find it really fast, I want to play this clip. Now she's went viral for this clip. She said this a couple years ago, and I'm gonna play this for you guys.
If he wasting your time, if he not getting you a Birkin, if he not paying for your bills, then throw that nigga back to the streets, okay?
She belongs to the streets.
So this is why when this alleged story had came out, it sounds like it's on brand, because you can tell that she is really worried about how a man can provide for her, can give her the luxurious things like a Birkin, and how she can benefit from being with that person. And so, like I said, I'm gonna get back to my statement. I said I feel like money is emphasized way too much when it becomes the sole end all and be all in giving a man a chance in 2025. There's nothing wrong with wanting a man to provide for you, but in that same breath, men shouldn't be disqualified or disrespected for not making a certain amount. I said men shouldn't be disqualified or disrespected for not making a certain amount. I'm gonna park this right here. Who's to say that he'll be in the same financial bracket his whole life? See, the problem with women is that you fail to see the potential in a man and you judge them based on where he is. I said the problem is that you fail to see the potential in a man and you judged him based on where he is. With me, this isn't my destined place. I'm still growing. There's things that I'm still want to achieve. I know that the money that I'm making now, I won't be making always. I know I'm going to go higher. I know I'm going to elevate. There's a lot of things that's in store for me that are on the horizon. I'm just not there yet. So just because I'm not there yet, or I didn't make it to the quote unquote mountaintop, that doesn't mean that I don't qualify to have a good woman. And that doesn't make me not a good man, because we emphasize the money and everything, but everything else just gets thrown out the window, right? As long as he makes money, that's why you want him, right? He doesn't have to be trustworthy. He doesn't have to be faithful. He doesn't have to be loving. He doesn't have to be caring. He doesn't have to have a good rapport with his family, right? You just want the finances. You want the resources, right? But the thing about it is, yeah, you're going to get those things, right? And because that's your sole purpose, he lacks in all the other things. So at the end of the day, yes, you're going to have money, but you're going to be unhappy. You're going to be happy, but you want the money, right? He cheating on you left and right. You looking at his phone, his text messages, he messing with other females, but you want a brother with money. Got to make a certain amount, right? But you want a guy with money. He has anger management issues, right? When you guys get into a heated argument, he giving out, 6-piece teriyaki combos, but you didn't do your proper evaluation on all of the things that you want in a man. You just stopped at money and you just kind of overlooked and kind of threw everything else on the wayside. And that's something that we can't do. Now, I'm on the men. I'm on y'all now. A lot of us are getting into these relationships and we're not ready. A lot of men, we're getting into relationships and we're not ready. That's one of the humbling things that I have to look in the mirror. I stopped talking to an individual because I know that she was on another level. I knew that I wasn't ready for that woman. And that took me a lot of pride. I had to get my pride and ego to the side and I had to realize I'm not ready for her. When it came to my stability, when it came to my finances, when it came to other things, I just knew that I wasn't ready for her. I had to kind of let that go, and I had to get myself together. So it's important for men. You got to understand that when it comes to being in a relationship, you have to have a form of stability. You have to be ready, right? You can't just get into these relationships and not be ready, right? I know with me, my next go around, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be stable, and I'm going to be stable on all cylinders. When it comes to my money, when it comes to my peace of mind, when it comes to everything, all of the qualities, I know that I'll be ready this time. All right. So, man, we got to do a better job of knowing, right, discerning, picking the right woman, right, picking the right woman. I tell you guys all the time, man, I literally, growing up, I just wanted a woman. I just wanted a beautiful and a beautiful woman, right? I wanted the legs, I wanted the nice face, legs, thighs. I wanted that thing in the back so I can let her know what that thing is to her right there. With that being said, I just overlooked and I bypassed everything else. I was just solely based on looks. But it's more to a relationship than looks, right? You want a God-fearing woman. You want a woman that can bring something to the table. This whole 50-50 thing, it just kind of kills me, right? Because I do believe in 50-50. Because at the end of the day, when you come together with this partner, you guys are one. You guys are one. So I'm going to bring what I can to the table. See, if I'm the only one that's putting something in the pot, right, I'm going to get tired. And if you're not adding value or putting anything in the pot, I'm going to get tired and I'm going to get weary. That's why it's important that if I'm the only one putting something in the pot, we barely surviving. But if you add to the pot, you put your assets, we put our assets together, now we thriving, now we living above. Now we living above average. So it just depends on the situation. It depends on what's going on. Of course, if he's making a certain significant amount, then maybe it may not be money that you're putting in the pot. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's cleaning. Maybe it's providing other things, right? So I just feel like it's a very loaded topic that I would love to have with women here soon on this platform, so we can really break this down. But I definitely want to hear their side and their opinions on things while I give mine, and that'll be a good dialogue to have later on when it comes to the podcast. So let's give a round of applause for that segment. When we get back to the podcast, we're going to wrap this thing up. We're going to cover sports. Once we cover the sports, we're going to get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Che here at the Dexterity Podcast, episode 4. Like and subscribe. It's your boy. We'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back to the Dexterity Podcast. It's time for my favorite part of the show. It's time for the sports segment. Let's get it, baby. Yes, sir.
Here we go to prison for the rest of our life. Whoopty Doo.
Welcome to the sports segment of the Dexterity Podcast. Round of applause for yourself. Thank you for being here. We're almost done with the show. You can't leave. Don't touch that dial, man. We talking about sports now. I get a little antsy. I get a little energetic when we talk about sports because that's my bag. That's my bag. So the NBA season just wrapped up. The NBA season is just debuted this past week. I know this is a pre-recorded live, so it actually happened last week, but this was a great game to start the season off. If the season is going to be like this, we got to buckle up because this is going to be a movie. The Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder debuted on NBC/Peacock. First of all, I want to say that they did a phenomenal job with the coverage. I'm liking the new. I was a little nervous. I missed TNT and Inside the NBA with Chuck, Kenny, and Shaq and Ernie. I'm definitely going to miss that. They're also going to be on ESPN, Inside the NBA on ESPN, but I definitely missed the TNT coverage and the things that they brought to the table. But for the first live coverage for NBC, I was impressed. I like it. I like the theme music. It was a classic. Watching NBA on NBC back in the day was truly phenomenal, man. Some of those coverages, the games, the field, the nostalgia, they brought it all back. So I was super excited. But let's get into the game. The game was truly phenomenal. It went to two overtimes. They battled it out. It was the ring ceremony for the Oklahoma City Thunder. As you guys know, they won the championship last year, and they're looking to make a repeat. The rings look phenomenal. SGA Finals MVP Lou Dort. They paid Chet Holmgren. They paid some of their young bulls, and they look hungry. They look like they want another one, man. Houston Rockets, with their new improved team under the head coach Ime Udoka, they did a phenomenal job. They got the tallest lineup in the league. I think the shortest guy in their lineup is 6'7", and Amen Thompson. Listen, when I tell you this was a great game, this was a phenomenal game. Andrew Sengun, if I'm saying it right, Sengun from Houston Rockets, 38 points, had a phenomenal game, had it going the whole game. Kevin Durant had his spots. I feel like he could have been just a little bit more aggressive for me, but it was overall a phenomenal game. Houston definitely had their chances to win in fourth quarter. KD missed a huge free throw that could have put him over the edge, but SGA tied it, went to the first overtime. That's where Chet Holmgren, he had fouled out. Went to another overtime, a controversial moment at the end of that first overtime. Kevin Durant called timeout, and they didn't have any timeouts. Oklahoma City Thunder, that was a technical foul. You can't do that if you don't have any timeouts. A la Chris Webber in Michigan in the Final Four. So Definitely. It was a great game. It went to double overtime. SGA and them boys closed it out in their first win of their championship defense of the 2025-2026 season. So huge round of applause for them. SGA was phenomenal. He scored 24 points when he needed to. He scored 24 points in the fourth quarter in both overtimes combined. Did a phenomenal job. That dude is sensational. He gets to his spots. He knows how to pick and choose and gets to his spots. So he did a phenomenal job. So huge round of applause for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I will say that I'm optimistic about the I'm optimistic about the Houston Rockets. I think they're gonna have a phenomenal year. I think they got to get that chemistry. I think they got to learn how to win games when it comes down to the fourth quarter. A few mistakes that they made, they got to clean that up, but it's only game one. So they have a long season ahead of them. They have an amazing, phenomenal defensive coach, Ime Udoka, who's going to hold them accountable and keep them on that standard. So I think Houston is here to stay. They're going to have they're going to have something to say come playoff time next year. You can best believe that. Also, the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors debuted right after they had an amazing game. Jimmy Butler finished with 31 points. Steph Curry was doing Steph Curry-ish things. Luka Doncic damn near had a triple-double, 42 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. That's the kind of game that he's going to have, especially with LeBron James out of the lineup till mid-November. LeBron James did not suit up and play. And you can tell that his presence was truly missed. When it comes to these Lakers, I just think that they don't have enough. I feel like we need another piece. I feel like we need another foundational piece. I think we need some outside shooting so that way we can open up that floor and that way we can be more dynamic on offense. The Western Conference is truly loaded. It's truly loaded. And honestly, the current roster that the Lakers have, that's just not going to be enough to win in the Western Conference. Maybe in the East, but not in the West, man. The West is just too loaded. The West is definitely too loaded, man. But super excited to see what this season tells. We got games tonight. We got games next week. Hey, once the NBA is going and is rolling. Okay, so I'm excited to see these new rookies. I'm excited to see Cooper Flag and the Dallas Mavericks. They're looking to make their push without Kyrie. They look really good. Cooper Flag looks amazing, looks smooth. He looks like a veteran. He doesn't look rattled. He doesn't look nervous. He looks like he's been in the league for at least 5 to 6 years. So he's going to have a hell of a season. You got Ace Bailey in Utah. Got the guy from Philly who's looking to have impact this season. So I'm super excited for what they have going and the things that's on the horizon for the NBA. The NBA is back. Now shifting over to football this season, we are coming up upon week 8. We're coming up upon week 8. The time is flying. The time is truly flying. We're halfway in the season, and there is a lot going on. It looks like Tampa Bay is for real. Looks like Tampa Bay Buccaneers are for real. They just lost this week, man, but the Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're all having really good seasons. The Philadelphia Eagles, they put up the highest points that they've had all year. They definitely got that passing game going, which we know that they're capable of, but it just wasn't clicking. So the fact that they were able to click and get back on the same page is truly amazing. So definitely a lot of good things that's transpiring in the football world, in the basketball world. Trying to think if I got any more when it comes to football. I think that's pretty much it. Definitely want to end with this story. Kyron Lacy, a LSU wide receiver who recently transitioned last couple months ago or last year. He transitioned and how can I put this? I don't want to say often. He took his own life. That's the word. He took his own life. He was in a police chase. As you guys don't know, if you guys don't know or weren't aware, he was in a accident. Originally, they accused him and convicted him of him being the reason and the cause of that accident. The accident ended up killing another individual. And they took him in. He got released on bail. Was going through the pre-draft process, but unfortunately, he ended up taking his own life. I want to say in Houston, because that was just a lot. That was just a lot on him. His life flashed before his eyes. Had so much promise. He was an amazing receiver for LSU. I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure. I know that he would be in the league right now, doing his thing. And so, recently, this is why it's recent, because the surveillance and the footage that came out, and it shows that he wasn't even responsible. He wasn't even responsible of this of this accident. So it's important because it cleared his name. It cleared his name, and that's huge, not only for him but his family and for his legacy. And it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that he knew that he wasn't responsible for this, but the public perception and the stain of that being on his career, he felt like, I don't know what he felt like, but maybe he thought that he couldn't recover from this. Maybe he thought that his career and his life was just all over because of the situation. And so I definitely want to give my prayers and condolences to his family, to his mother, his teammates, his brothers, all of his family and friends that are still in the process of grieving and taking all of this in. I know we led with it at the beginning of the show. This life that we live is just too short. This life we live that is just too short, that it's just important that we maximize, and we don't know when our last days was. He just graduated college, had his whole life ahead of him. He was going to have an amazing NFL career, but unfortunately, the situation, it was just too much on him, and he resorted to taking his own life. And so I definitely want to give my prayers and my condolences to him and his amazing family. Now, that about does it. I'm going to check my notes and see if I need to give you guys anything else, but I think that's pretty much it. Let's tend to these announcements. Let's make sure that we're liking and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Let's make sure that we are subscribing to the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. This is going to be on Facebook. This is the last episode that it will be on Facebook. This is the last one. So let's make sure that we get and gravitate and shift to the YouTube channel. Also, follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. More news, more updates, more announcements, more podcasts, more episodes will be on the horizon and on the way. I guarantee you the next podcast, it will be shortly after this one. I promise you that. I'm going to stay on top. I got to stay consistent. Consistency is key, and that is what I'm building on, and we're going to finish out this year strong. Let's finish out this year strong. Let's finish out this year strong. All right, this is the fourth quarter. All right, we getting ready to cross over, man. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to this amazing episode of the Dexterity Podcast. I'm your host, your boy, Che Christopher Dexter. Like I say this all the time, y'all my folks, and I got nothing but love for you. The Dexterity Podcast, we out of here. Shake it, quack, quack. Yes, sir.
When you go to prison for the rest of our life, Whoopty Doo.